This question, we have a bus, and the bus is taking a left turn without a reduction in speed, so V is constant. And we are told that there is a little package in the bus that as the bus moves around the corner, it moves and it slides to the right. Now, what we would know in this case is that there is friction between the two, the box and the plane of the bus. So there's some friction there. We also know the law of inertia says this object wants to keep moving in a straight line. And if it doesn't keep moving in a straight line, there must be a force acting on it. Now, whether the package in the bus takes this path or takes this path and sticks with the bus, whether it drifts to the right or that's not a very good drawing, whether it moves to the right, slides across the bus like this, moving to the right, wherever it is, or it stays put in the bus. So it moves with the bus and stays intact. So they said it slides. And so that just means that it's moving relative to the floor for going from rest, and so it's accelerating. There must be a net force acting on it. Okay, there's a net force acting on it. Now, as the bus turns to the right, the package wants to stay in a straight line. It doesn't. So if it stays fixed, it's going to turn with the bus if it doesn't slide. And there's a centripetal force to it. But the package, if it does slide and is moving across the bus, it is still experiencing a force toward the center because there is some friction directing it in that direction. It's not a frictionless situation. So that means the direction of the acceleration of this is toward the center. And the problem it's hard for us to see is that when the bus is over here, and that's where the package is. Let's say it started here. That's it sliding to the right. It slid to the right. And that's because even though it's sliding, it's still following that path. Now, this says there's some kind of force outward causing that to happen, and that's just wrong. Centripetal force, if anything, is going to be center pointing. And we don't really know that it's accelerating relative to the ground in that direction. We just know it's accelerating relative to the bus. This one says it's going to accelerate forward, so there's got to be some force from behind pushing it, and there's no force mentioned or described here like that. And this says we have two forces in balance, a centripetal and some outward pointing force, which again we said there is no outward pointing forces, so that's why it's choice B.